Hi, I'm Rebecca Sheau. I'm a Raffles interior designer. The title of my design is called Breath of Life. Breath of Life is the meaning behind Breath of Life is about the very simple things around us, which is the soil, the sunlight, the water, and even the moonlight. Those are very powerful things because it's actually formed by our Mother Earth and the universe. So that is the very simple things and the elements to heal people. The inspiration of my design is crystal because crystal is one of the things that created by the breath of life. So that is a very powerful things come from our Mother Earth and the universe. So crystal actually have a very powerful vibration to heal people. So I use a lot of the crystal elements in my healing centers like the chakra, the vibrations, the crystal grids that I apply in the whole center. So the center is like surrounds with a very safe and positive vibrations, and it's become a space that make people have a very positive vibrations. That is the way I want to impact people emotionally. So when people come into the space, there will be the courtyard area. The courtyard area I designed with a ramp with a very curvy shapes is to make people spend more time on the courtyard areas. Then they can chill out at the gardens because nowadays people they like to stay in the aircon area, but it's actually not very good in the ventilations. Other than that, the curvy shaped ramp also encourage the wheelchair user to come to our centers. The first space when people come into the space is the reception. So for the receptions, the first thing people will do is change their shoes because in psychologically, people will like change their shoe in their home to like have a home sense of environment to make them very comfortable. And after that, the clients will sit at the sofa area at the reception areas so they can communicate with our staff that to know what kind of crystals and the treatment they are needed and what their problem is. After that, they will stay at the lounge area so they can even choose to go to the courtyard, or they can buy some very simple dishes in our cafe. Our cafe are promoting very healthy concept because we take the ingredients from the gardens areas. After that, they will go to our treatment rooms to enjoy their treatment using the crystal. There is another rooms is called family suites. It's basically for them to go with their family or a group of friends so they can have more socializing, and they can accompany with their families to doing the treatments there. For the unique feature is about the water harvesting system because my title is the breath of life. So I want to using the rainwater. Water is one of the breath of life. So we consider about the hygiene issue. So I'm using the filter at the water filter system at the water harvesting system. So when the rainwater comes in, the filter will filter out all the things. And after that, the water feature that is inspired from the agate because it's very organic shapes. And the centers of the water features, there is another crystals is to release some very positive vibration to the whole centers. My target audience I separate in two groups. One group is the students, especially for the university students, because after my research, I found that A lot of the university students, they tend to have these emotional issues because of their stay at the homes and they're having the online classes. Also for the adult people who are working, the people actually keep working at the home, so they have very less socializing. So we in our center actually also encouraging to have some socializing. We have a lot of the activities, like we going to have some workshops, some gardenings, and even our launch is designed to have some socializing also for the courtyards areas. My site is located in Taman Sentosa. The reason why I'm choosing this site is because the site is very suitable with my topics. My topics needs a lot of the gardenings area, so it need to have their own lands. So it can design with a lot of the greeneries. So I want to encourage them to stay at the outdoor areas. The message I want to deliver to the audience is I want them to focus more on themselves, especially on their emotional, because in our very busy life, we actually always forget to focus in ourselves. Especially we are in a COVID-19 pandemic. We have a lot of the negative things. For the flower space I designed in the centers is about the treatment room for 2 peoples and 1 peoples, because I have subbreast in 1 people or 2 peoples. So that is located at the center of my healing center, which means it is a very important space. The spaces is I make it surround with the water features. So everyone in the private rooms, the treatment room, they can see and look around the water feature at the center. So it can feel the breath of life, and it have a very magical energy to help people at the same time. For the major studio project 1, my lectures suggest us to doing something we are interesting, because we need to go through this process the whole year. So we might feel very boring if we choosing some topic that we are not interested in. The title of my major studio project 1 is to explore more on the spiritual things, and I research a lot of the crystal and about how to help people. The crystal using the chakra, we using the vibration to heal people. It is a very magical thing. When come to the major studio project 2, we going to choose the site that's suitable to in our topics, especially according to our research, what we needed and overcome. In the major studio project 3, we are going to combine all the things and our knowledge that we getting from major 1 and major 2, so to come up a design and design concept. The soft skills I learned in these past 3 years is about the way how I look at the things, because as a designer, we need a very special ways when we look at everything. So we need to have better understanding and a very unique understanding on all of the things, so we can come up things with a very good output and have a story behind. The technique I think very useful for my future careers is the creative thinking and the problem solving skills, because when we go to the real world, we have a lot of the restrictions. So at the same time, we need to have those creative thinkings also to solve the problems, to make the project very practical, also aesthetic. When I was a kid, I like all these very artistic things. I like to drawings, I like to see the very nice things in the exhibitions. I like to plannings and arranging my house things. So that is the reason why I choose to be the interior designer. I plan to get more experience in the real world because actually it's very different when we work at the school and when compared with the real world. Interior designer is people that very expert in the interior spaces. So he will very expert in playing the design in the interiors, and also it makes the spaces very aesthetic and practical to use by the user. I want to share to them about to design something new because we make the possibility, the new possibility. So just to be brave, but also we need to understanding a lot on our project to create a very successful project.